You're first going to have to make sure that the oil rig is open. In my server, the oil rig is open, which allows me to rob the oil rig for this video. I recommend being a cop and get a heli from the police station, then drag the heli over to the yard, switch teams, and become a prisoner. You do need to hijack the heli, but if you do use any other heli that is not from the prison or the police stations, you can just simply get the heli without having to hijack it. For this video, I'm going to use the default heli because I know some of you don't have any other heli. As a criminal, you need to go over to any gun shop, because you're going to need a few weapons to take care of the NPCs. For this video, I'm going to be using 3 weapons: the AK, the plasma pistol, and the force field launcher. The plasma pistol and force field launcher are both going to be very handy, and you'll see eventually. Next, you want to fly over to this side of the map, which is just below the oil rig. You'll see why. So normally, if you enter the oil rig through the front portion of the robbery with a heli, you'll be killed by the lasers. However, for some reason, if you fly on the side of the oil rig, just low enough so that the lasers will not easily detect you, you should be able to fly over here and not be affected by the lasers. Don't fly too high or too low, or you might be killed by the lasers. If done correctly, you should be able to enter the oil rig with a heli. Next, you need to initiate an oil rig robbery, and just take care of these 7 NPCs that will spawn in. Once you take care of the 7 NPCs, just go inside of this room, pull the lever, and then take care of the 1 NPC that will spawn in over here. Once you take care of that NPC, go back to your heli and fly under this portion of the oil rig. Fly up here, get off, and you should enter this room if done correctly. Don't worry about these NPCs, they won't try to kill you, but basically just pull the lever and get yourself a key card. This is the only room that you might have to enter if you don't have the larger Duffel Bag game pass or you're only tier 1. But otherwise, if you do have the ability to get more than 4,000 cash, I would just recommend watching some of the other parts of this video. In this room, you can get up to 4,050 cash from these 3 oil tanks. Once you get that much money, just go ahead and carefully leave this room, enter this door as long as you have a key card, then just jump off and then go over here and enter that room with the donut vending machine. Like before, just stand by the oil tank, only this time you're going to be able to get up to 5,400 cash. It may be less depending on how much cash you got from the other room. Now you're going to have to do the hardest room of them all. This is the room that has the most amount of NPCs, with up to 3. These NPCs can be pretty deadly. That's why I said you should bring a plasma pistol and a force field. Once you do the puzzle, immediately shoot down the barrel if you can. Then go over here, place your force field, and just kill the NPCs with a plasma pistol. I only had to deal with 2 because one of the NPCs did die from the explosive barrel. If you did manage to take care of the NPCs, you can just stand by the oil tanks and just get yourself 8,000 cash if you can, or less depending on what tier you are. You should be able to get up to 2,700 cash from these 2 oil tanks. Once you're done with the oil tanks, you can either do this room and disable the security, or just flee the oil rig. I'm going to do the security for this video because I still have a bit of time to do the oil rig, so I'm just going to take care of this NPC. Then just disable the security for this computer. And then you can either just hop off the stairway or just get yourself the heli up there if your heli has been stolen or despawned. Since I don't have to worry about that, I'm just going to get the heli, and the lasers should not be able to kill you now. As you can see, the lasers are fine, and you should be able to flee through the front portion of the oil rig, if done correctly. Otherwise, if you didn't disable the security, still make sure you fly on the side, just like you did when you entered the oil rig with a heli, so that the lasers still can't kill you. Then you just need to get to the cargo port, or the crime port in that matter. I'm going to use the Duffel Bag because it makes it super convenient. So what I'm going to do is just go over to the cargo port and I should be done with the oil rig. As you can see, I did get all 8,000 cash by myself through only using a heli and not with an emote, as the emote no clipping glitch has been fixed this update. If this video helped you, please feel free to let me know. As always, my name is Mr. Vince. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.